Hi, my name's Angela Schmidt, and today I will be expanding upon the hierarchy of the Catholic Church and how it relates to the religion as a whole. Discussing the hierarchy of the Catholic Church is important because the hierarchy is a key part of the Catholic faith. Understanding the hierarchical structure will help you better understand Catholicism as a religion, and additionally, Catholicism is a very political religion, and the politics pertaining to it are handled by the hierarchy. The Catholic Church belongs to a branch of Christianity that developed largely in Western Europe. It is monotheistic, and there are more than 1 billion Catholics worldwide. Catholicism has a centralized church authority located in Vatican City, and has a hierarchical structure headed by the Pope. The hierarchy of the Church came into being when Christ himself chose 12 of his disciples to be apostles, the leader of which was Peter. It developed further when each of the apostles ordained other men to be bishops, priests, and deacons. The bottom level of the hierarchy is occupied by the laity. The laity includes all people who are baptized Catholic, excluding those in the holy orders or in the religious state. The laity does not include members of the clergy. To become a member of the laity, one must simply be baptized Catholic. The powers, responsibilities, and rights of those in the laity include bringing God's enlightenment and order to society, preaching the gospel, and receiving duties of church service. Other powers, responsibilities, and rights include overcoming sin by Christ's gift of royal freedom, assisting pastors, proclaiming Christ by word and action, uniting one's social and religious duties by living with a Catholic conscience, and assisting in the sacred sciences and mass media after receiving special training. Deacons occupy the next level in the hierarchy. They are the lowest of the holy orders and belong to the degree of servitude. Deacons are meant to serve the presbyterate and the episcopacy, which include the government of bishops and elders. Deacons receive a permanent imprint that ties them to Christ. The phrase, "not for the priesthood but for the ministry," is spoken when deacons receive the imposition of the hand. To become a deacon, a male, whether married or unmarried, must be conferred by sacramental ordination. The powers, responsibilities, and rights of a deacon include assisting at the Eucharist, a ceremony celebrating the Last Supper, distributing communion, preaching, baptizing, and blessing marriages. The next level of the hierarchy belongs to the priests. Priests are one of the 2 degrees of priesthood in the holy orders. Priests are considered the co-workers of the episcopal order, or bishops. They are associated with their bishops by sacerdotal dignity. Priests receive a special character that tie them to Christ and are considered the Senate of God. To become a priest, a man, either married or unmarried, might have to commit to celibacy, depending on his denomination, and must spend 5 years of formation in a seminary. After being chosen for priesthood, a man must be conferred by sacramental ordination. The powers, responsibilities, and rights given to priests include presenting Christ's offering to the Father in the sacrifice of Mass, preaching the gospel, pastoring the faithful, and celebrating divine worship. Other responsibilities include fulfilling the Church's apostolic mission, showing love and obedience to their governing bishop, and exercising the extent of their power in the Eucharist assembly. Bishops occupy the next level of the hierarchy. The bishops are the last of the 2 degrees of priesthood and the highest of the holy orders. They are revered in the image of the Father and are transmitters of the apostolic line according to the Second Vatican Council. Bishops are members of the episcopal body and are considered to be Christ's vicars. A bishop must be male and practice celibacy. Additionally, a bishop must be appointed by the Pope. The powers, responsibilities, and rights given to a bishop include the pastoral care of his particular church, care and concern for all Catholic churches, and the ability to delegate work to members of the church. The next level of the hierarchy belongs to the archbishops. Archbishops govern archdioceses or districts. They also preside over a certain group of bishops responsible for simple dioceses. An archbishop also has episcopal and archiepiscopal jurisdiction, meaning they have the power of both bishops and archbishops. An archbishop can be elected, nominated, or appointed by the Pope to get their position. However, he must be male and practice celibacy. Their powers, responsibilities, and rights include compelling his bishops to assemble every 3 years, compelling his superiors to preach gospel as needed, and can acquire more direct jurisdiction by appeal to his superiors or delegation of tasks. The second highest level of the hierarchy is occupied by cardinals. Cardinals are the dignitaries of the Church, and they act as counselors to the Pope. Every cardinal priest has a titular church in Rome, though they may act as bishops and archbishops elsewhere. Until the late Middle Ages, the title of cardinal was given exclusively to prominent priests of important churches. To become a cardinal, an unmarried man who practices celibacy must be hand-chosen by the Pope. A cardinal's powers, responsibilities, and rights include electing the Pope, working for different congregations, the roles of which include overseeing bishops and Catholic education, heading the 3 high courts, Apostolic Penitentiary, the Apostolic Signatura, and Roman Rota, all of which deal with the application and interpretation of canon law, and running an archdiocese. The Catholic hierarchy is headed by the Pope. The Pope is recognized by the Catholics as the successor of St. Peter and is considered both the unifier of the people of God and the supreme pastor. To become the Pope, an unmarried man who practices celibacy must be elected by the papal conclave in a meeting of the College of the Cardinals. The Pope has full, supreme, and universal power over the entirety of the Catholic Church. With this power, he is expected to guide the community of Christ's faithful, safeguard them in truth, and confirm his people in the faith. That concludes my explanation of the hierarchy of the Catholic Church. I hope you understand it a little better now, and I hope you have a better understanding of the Catholic Church as a whole. Thank you for listening.